Alright, greetings Inquisitors. Welcome to the channel. Gotta try to get all this stuff set up over here. Get on the right account. Okay. Oh, a little bit behind today. Just got home from work. It's cold in Texas. I'm wearing my It's Cold in Texas hat. This hat's pretty special. This hat was created and made by my wife, so this is not a purchased hat. This is a handmade hat that was made with love. So I put it on my head, and I feel comforted and loved by my wife. Maybe. Yeah. Not sure if this is going to work out for the stream or not. All right. Mech Eagle says hi. Michael Neal says good evening. Mech asked how my weekend was, and I said my weekend was too much work. Work. Yeah, I had some things to do for work, and then with the weather, I had a lot of, watching the weather and discussing with people whether or not we were going to operate the factory, whether it was safe to drive in. So I made some decisions, and then, worked with third shift getting started up. And then about 3 o'clock in the morning, I started getting calls from day shift people. So I pretty much spent all of last night on the phone, trying to organize the factory to operate around all the cold weather. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it makes for a short weekend and not much sleep. Oh well, it's just how it goes, right? I don't know how many of y'all got jobs where you're on call or basically have to answer the phone when people need you. But, hey, it comes with the job. You certainly can't complain about it. So, yeah. But that's how my weekend went. It went away very quickly. Florida is also quite cold. Interesting. Whoop-de-doo says, how's it going? Whoop-de-doo. I don't know if I say his name, it sounds sarcastic. Whoop-de-doo, man. All right. Shrubbery says, I'm always stoked to catch the streams live. Well, hey, you got me live, and we're just chilling. We're going to go through the Lex Talionis account. We did hit 85 in this account. And, if you guys got account building questions, anything you want me to answer, talk about, do some account reviews if people really want that. We got some time this evening to just kind of chill out. So get your questions up over in chat, and we'll try to help people out. I haven't played the game all day, so I'm maxed out on all my energy. So the first thing I want to do is just get in here and knock down this energy. It drives me crazy being at maxed out energy. So let me get rid of all this energy first. Spend my energy down a little bit here, get it counting back up. We'll go over to mods. We'll farm some speed mods here real quick. Get a run of those. Start regenerating. Go to fleet. Do some farming. Start some regenerating. Go here to grief. Good grief. Farm a little bit of this Anakin ship. All right. Energy's knocked down. Need to do the same thing over on this Loquitur account. Let's get in here and do the exact same thing. A few different farms, but we'll knock down the energy here on a Marauder. Got that. And then we'll go to Lightside 7B, and we'll just hit that node for all it's worth. Yeah, work was busy today, man. I didn't even get to play my fleet placement or anything. 125 tokens. Better go in and do another Ray battle here. So just farm up some slicing mods over here. We'll work on just 6-dot stuff. And Cantina's good. So we can go back to Lex now, catch up on chat, see what chat's saying. Mech Eagle says, I have a similar job with after-hour calls. It is what it is. Yep. Whoop-de-doo says, I'm in a weird spot where I farm mods way faster than I can get credits to work on them. Should I farm mod materials instead and not just refreshing mod energy? Okay, if you're getting more mods than you have money, the main source of spending in this game, like the thing that really takes a lot of money, is leveling up characters. So if you keep running out of money, take a look at your character levels. If you're just automatically going in here and trying to throw everything up to 85, that's going to chew through your credits so fast. So first thing to save money, really decide whether or not that next character needs to be 85 or not. And if it doesn't need to be 85, don't level it up. Don't waste your currency. And the other thing is, within the Mark 1 raid tokens, there's a couple slots where you can buy credits. And the only reason I'm solvent on money, every time we do a raid, I hit this up like 10 times. I probably buy like 10 million credits per raid. I don't even think. I just click that button. All the time throughout the week. 7, 8, 10 purchases of this every week to get credits in the bank. And that gives me money to work on mods. And then, like I said, the other thing is, not taking every character to level 85. So you'll see that there's a lot of characters in here that I've worked on a little bit that are still at the lower levels. The Phoenix are mid-70s, Gideon's 72. So a lot of these characters, I haven't worked their levels up yet. And I won't and I can't because it's too expensive. So little by little, when I need to put the gear on the characters, then I'll take them up to 85, put the gear on them. And we'll do some of that tonight. I'm probably going to make Vader my first relic. It's pretty tempting to do that. We've also got Dash Rendar and a couple other things. We're doing kind of the profundity build. So Dash Rendar was going to be my first relic target. But I'm thinking now Vader's close and it could be done and could be my first relic. And I don't mind having Vader as my first relic. He's useful in Conquest. He's useful in Grand Arena. Helps you with better scores in galactic battles early on. So maybe him. The other option would be to do an Imperial Trooper instead. I do have several Imperial Troopers that I can work on. So I kind of have to make that decision today, what it is that I'm going to relic. And I'm thinking it might be a Trooper instead of Vader. But I think it either has to be Dash Rendar, a Trooper, or Vader. I don't think relicking Geospy was always a good move to help Fleet get a leg up. But I don't feel like that's even going to help. Like, I am so far behind in Fleet. A Relic Spy is not going to help that much. It's not going to even do that much for me. But okay, I hope that answers your question. My account is a year old and I'm in the middle of the Leia journey. So Whoop-de-doo says, gotcha, I should buy a lot more credits with my Mark 1. Yeah, that's the answer. I really think that's the answer because when they did the changes to the raid system, they took away a lot of the rewards that gave credits in the game, but then they just put that thing in there where you can buy credits, and that's actually a very efficient purchase. So if it was the only place to buy credits and it was a bad purchase, I probably wouldn't like it. But $625 for 1,000,000 credits is actually a really good deal. When you convert that to crystal value, it's a very reasonable price for that 1,000,000. So I just click that button a lot, and I don't mind. what's the payout for the, let's take a look at it, because I'm pretty committed to the credit thing. So let's take a look at how much we really get paid out. So we get box 3 on this, 16.5, and I'm probably spending 6,500 of that on credits every raid. So over a third, probably like 40% of what I get is going toward credits on this particular account. Captain Amazing says, "Hey DL, glad to catch you live today. Looks like you're cold." So I got 2 problems. It's a little bit cold, but also I've been wearing this hat a lot today, so I don't know what the hair looks like underneath, and I'm kind of scared. I didn't want to take time to like go fix my hair before the stream, so I've kind of got hat hair under here, and if I take it off, it might be scary. So we're kind of using the hat to keep the ears warm, and at the same time to hide the hat hair that we've been developing all day. Dual purpose hat. Michael Neal says, "How long do you plan on running this account?" I don't know. I feel like I'm still learning things that are valuable. Like I can tell you guys what I think you should relic in a guide, but then playing through it, I kind of get a feel for what you're really going to have to be able to relic in a guide. So I think I might play some Grand Arena, work through my first relic, and kind of see what Grand Arena looks like in Carbonite these days. And so I plan to play this account for a little longer, and then I'll decide what to do from there. I might also look for a different game. I might, for a little while at least, I might not have a second Swigo account. I might just look for a different game to play and mess around with. What would you guys think of that? What if I did a completely different game? Would that be like not great? Because to be honest with you, like the game has developed to a point where once you get into the game, you should chase the new content. So like if I started a new account, I would build into a profundity, and then I'd be like immediately looking to go for Leia and new content. So building an alt account, you're basically within a pretty short timeline, you're going to be doing the same thing on your main account that you're doing on your alt account. So I can play an account for a little while and learn something, but I think also like starting an alt account right now is less appealing to me, because I did it with the Abtesio account and it just became a parallel for the Loquitur account. And I feel like if I played this Lex Talionis account, it'd be the same thing. I'd build profundity, and then whatever the next big capital ship is, whatever comes out, is what I'd be working on. So then I'd end up working on the same things that I'm working on with the Loquitur account. So I'm giving a little thought to it, and I'm thinking maybe I take up a different game, like Star Wars Dad was covering the Lord of the Rings game for a while. Is he still doing that? I don't know if he's still doing that or not, but he was kind of dual gaming it with Swigo and the Lord of the Rings game. So I was thinking maybe I would do that for a bit, try a different game. Mech Eagle says different game sounds great. Honestly, learning a new game in the community could be fun. I know it's overwhelming, but I'd start something following your analytics. The Lord of the Rings game is not very good. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do then, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. If you're not aware, China has passed very strict new regulations on games. So while that doesn't necessarily mean that all games will have to comply, it does mean that if they make a meaningful legal change to how these games work, most of the gacha kind of games are coming out of that region anyway. And I feel like a lot of stuff in gaming, like Internet Security Protocol, Europe made laws on that, and then everybody just adopted the European laws. And I feel like the same thing's going to happen. So the rules in China, let me see if I can remember this. games that that reward a player for making a chain of purchases is now banned. Rewards for random rewards for certain events are going to be banned. So you can't have people pay for a bunch of random boxes that don't guarantee you something. And I don't know exactly what the wording is like on that, but I think basically in Swigo it would come down to, if you bought a pack, you'd be guaranteed like 3 common characters, 1 rare character, and 1 epic or legendary. Like, you have to define what's in the pack, and you have to get something good out of it. So completely random packs where you might just spend a whole bunch of money and not get anything are banned. And again, I don't know the wording behind it. I just know that there's this whole series of changes that basically these games that get you hooked, and especially for younger people who might not have as good of impulse control as somebody who's already looked at it and made the decision that they're not really going to spend that much on a game. You can get hooked on just making mini purchases like in these games, and it's pretty damaging to the economy. So they're changing the laws. All right, long story, but how about this? I'll look for a gacha game that can be played free to play. So we'll make it a Swigo type game that you can play as free to play, and that spending will get you something, but it's not required to play the game. We'll do that. Look up Warhammer 40k Tactitus. Is that a card game? I may have already played that. Let me go look in the store real quick. Tactitus. Warhammer Mobile RPG. I believe I already played this. This is a game that's based on a hex system, if I remember correctly. And you kind of move into battle on a hex grid. Let me watch the video here. Oh, it's not playing the video for me. Yeah, I think I already played that game, and I really wasn't that impressed by it. So, yeah, unless it's something new that just came out, I believe I played that for a little while. Brady says, yeah, that's the game. Yeah, so the problem that I had with Tacticus was in a lot of the maps, all you had to do was just don't do anything on the first turn. The AI was completely stupid. They would charge forward. Their fast characters would get way ahead of their slow characters. So literally, you just sit there and do nothing. You retreat to the back edge of the board on your first turn. You make them come to you, and then you just focus fire and kill the enemies. And a lot of the boards that people said were supposed to be hard were just easy. They were just dead easy. Just sit back, let them come to you, and win every time. And it felt like the opposite of tactics. It felt like there were no tactics. Like you could mix and match the team and use different characters, and again, just wait for them to charge in one round to be stupid and then kill them all. Hey DL, do you plan to release a 2024 farming guide for the Executor? Yes, it's halfway finished. I didn't get much work done on it this weekend because I had work to do. But yeah, the intent is definitely to do a 2024 Executor guide. So the same way that I did the Profundity, we'll do an early build. We'll do it straight out of hyperdrive. We won't do as 1 to 85 because I don't believe that's the way to play the game right now. So yeah, we'll do a hyperdrive into Executor. I've done the charting for it already. I think I've got everything laid out. And it really is just the Razor Crest. And you will get your Executor whenever you get your Razor Crest. Getting all the stuff prepared for it within that time window isn't too much of a problem. So especially if you buy hyperdrive, the ship farms aren't too bad. The character farms, the relics, it's all doable within a pretty short time frame, and then you're just sitting around waiting on the Razor Crest out of the fleet store. So that's how it's looking right now, but yeah, we'll get that laid out and we'll make a video for it. I was hoping to get it published last weekend, but yeah, I didn't get the bandwidth to do that. And also, guys, I'll be honest with you, we got Gloomhaven for Christmas. My daughter's 11, and she likes playing Gloomhaven. And when your daughter comes to you and says, hey, do you want to play Gloomhaven today? Man, for those of us who are adulting, at some point when you have kids, your best friend's going to lean over and they're going to tell you, enjoy this while it lasts, appreciate your kids. My kids grew up and I wish I'd spent more time with them or whatever. So like when those moments come along and your kid actually wants to play a game with you, man, I feel like there's nothing in the world more important than, sitting down with the family and spending that time and, enjoying it while it's here, because she's 11 now. She'll hate me in 2 years and won't ever want to be seen with her old dad. So, yeah, no, I don't know. I value that time more than I do for making Swiggle content. So I apologize for that, but between work and family time, I didn't get her done. Got progress on it, though. Like I said, we'll get that issued as soon as I can and get that out there for you all. Brady says, awesome. Just wanted to thank you for the content and life advice you put out there. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Brady says, oh, man, isn't Gloomhaven fantastic? Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's like it's a very complicated board game, but it's kind of got a little of that D&D element to it. And for anybody who doesn't know, Gloomhaven is like a $200 board game, $150. I don't know. It's pretty expensive, but you can play it for years. Like there's 100 and some odd missions that you can play, and each time that you play a different mission is like, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours, depending on how like efficient you are. You can put a movie in the background, play the game, watch a movie, have a bunch of laughs. We always have a tense moment in our family games where one of us will get into an argument about the rules. So in the session that we played Saturday, my wife and daughter are both playing tanky characters, and I'm playing a bard, and they all ran away. They literally like ran away from me and left me stranded with like 5 monsters surrounding me. And I'm like, guys, you're the tanks. You're not. I understand that you're afraid to take damage, but they just abandoned me. And I'm like, you gotta, come on. You can't play a tank and run away. So they felt like I was being mean, but I was like, man, do your job. Get up here, take some damage. Oh, that's awful. But yeah, I'm playing the support character, hanging around in the background. I can't afford to have like 5 monsters on me all at once. For anybody who doesn't know Gloomhaven, that means instant death. If you're the only target for 5 monsters, you will probably die on that round. So yeah, you gotta divide and conquer. Brady says, I don't know if it defeats the purpose with your daughter, but the digital version is great because it does all the minutia automatically. I did. I downloaded the game on my PlayStation because I thought the same thing. I thought, man, maybe, because my wife isn't a gamer. Like, my daughter's pretty into it. She likes that kind of stuff. And my wife plays because we play, and, she's going to be a good sport and play along with us, but she's not into being a gamer. So I thought that. I thought, man, we'll just download it on PlayStation, and her and I can then play together on the electronic version. But I actually don't like the electronic version for exactly that reason. Like it sets it up, and then it doesn't feel like the role-playing part of the game anymore. It feels like a game where you just spend 90% of the time in combat. You go back to town and you get a plot screen and you click a button and you're back in combat again. So it feels like if all you wanted on a Gloomhaven was combat puzzles, the electronic version of it is good. But man, you miss out on the role playing, like the road cards. Like there is so much humor in like what happens in the roads in the cities and all that stuff. So yeah, we kind of played that on the PlayStation, and then it immediately went nope. Back to the board game. Kind of the opposite of what you would think. Although I do believe that the future of D&D has changed. I think Baldur's Gate 3 will become the way that people play D&D. And I say that because when you play online, the map part of D&D is very frustrating. So you can role play out all the stuff. But imagine if the combat was Baldur's Gate 3 in Dungeons & Dragons, and your player characters had their player characters, and you could just click on somebody and shoot an arrow, and all that was pre-calculated. And the dungeon master was just playing the monsters, same thing, and he could just point and click. That's the future of D&D. So that will change. I think it's interesting. I think the first person to put down a good interactive system that lets you play D&D with the combat as like a Baldur's Gate 3 will win. Will change the face of that game forever. I think that's one of those things where people don't think they want it, but if you made it, everybody would use it. Like the first iPhone, right? Everybody told Jobs he was crazy because nobody was going to want an iPhone. And then he made it, and it changed the world. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, so let's get in here and let's try to make a decision on what character we're actually going to Relic first. So, Vader, obviously a target. He's gear 11. We could easily gear 12 him tonight and start working on the Relic for him. Let's look at all of our Imperial troopers. And see, this is why I always recommend Snow Trooper as a first Relic, because I mean, this guy got built just out of bronzium shards and 7 stars from the game. Like, we didn't have to do much to get a 7-star Snow Trooper. And his gear is super easy. If I start clicking this upgrade button, I may be able to take him straight to gear 12 right now and make a Relic out of him. If I try to do that with Piet, we're stopped on Kairos. 100%. We're stopped on Kairos. If I do it with Dark Trooper, 100% stopped on Kairos. So, even though those are better character targets for the Relic, it's harder because Cairo. Kyrotech is the showstopper. Dash Rendar, same thing. I think he might already be on a Cairo level. Yeah. See, and we have exactly 1 Cairo to spend. If we can get a character to gear 12 on 1 Cairo, that's what we can afford. Piet takes more than 1, right? What does Gideon take? Let's use our Swigo GG resources and look up Gideon here. All right, Star Wars Galaxy over here. Oh no, I don't want Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. I just want the regular Moff Gideon. Okay, stop it. Characters. Gideon. Regular Gideon. Go by full gear list. 200 Kyrotech Shock Prod Salvage. 100 Kyrotech Battle. So, okay, so he needs then 2 Kyrotechs as part of leveling up, and then 100 Kyrotechs for Relic. Okay. Snow Trooper can be transitioned into an Iden team and is pretty useful. Whoop-de-doo, I've been recommending Snow Trooper as a first Relic for people for years. And it's like a meme, actually. when people are doing account reviews and they see a Relic Snowtrooper. Like, as soon as they see it, they're like, oh, you must have followed one of Loquitur's guides. Because nobody else recommends it. But I love the troopers. It's so easy to build. I may actually still do that on this account. That's crazy. Out of all the stuff that I'm looking at, honestly, that looks the best to me. Still, after all these years. Okay, but let's continue. Let's look up the same thing, but let's look for Rendar, find out how many Kairos Rendi needs. Total gear list. Let's take a look. 250 Kairos and 150 computers, so it takes 3 Kairo pairs to level him up to 12. Oof. Rex takes too much. How about Piet? What does Piet need? Let's look up Pi. I think Piet needs at least 2 sets. I feel like he's got 1 gear level that has 2 sets of Kairo on it. So let's look at full gear list. Yeah, 250, 150, so he needs 100. He needs 3 pairs somewhere in his build. Are the Gear 12 salvage packs worth it? The Gear 12 salvage packs that have gold and purple gear for relicing characters, that stuff is not limiting you in the game. You can always get that stuff in time for relics. Bronzium wiring is a bottleneck, Kairo tech is a bottleneck, and signal data. So I wouldn't buy packs for anything that's not holding me back. If you buy packs for Carbonite circuit boards or Bronzium wiring, that's smart. If you buy packs for Zetas, that's smart. You can't get them many places in the game. Otherwise, signal data or Kairos. So my feeling is if you're ever going to buy something in the game, it needs to be one of those true bottleneck resources, because everything else you can get out of the game. Everything else you can get. How about Han Solo? Is Han Solo a viable first relic? He's an older character, so maybe he doesn't have a billion Kairo. Han Solo. Total gear list. Just 100 Kairo for relics. That's it. No Kairo to gear 12. So is that what we're going to do then? Are we going to take Han as the first relic? Darth Beanie. Darth Beanie. Pretty funny. Han Solo's on the list of things to relic. We can put him in the Dash team, right? We can put him with Dash. It's part of the Scoundrel team. What if we look to Han as the first relic here? Let's take him up to 85. And let's take a look at what his gear looks like. Promote him up. 7 stars. Alright, so we're at 10. We need 2 clicks. We're going to use up a bunch of... I bought a bunch of that stuff. We got a bunch of this stuff. Bunch of that. Alright, so that might be a showstopper. We'll have to see. Han Solo. First relic. Not an active pilot for any of my ships. Not a part of the trooper team. Basically, we stick him with Dash Rendar and try to get stuff done. Feels like a really weak first relic. Other thing we could do is Jedi Knight Anakin. We just build a Qui-Gon at all. Put Jedi Knight Anakin in a team with him. We're building Anakin's ship. Anakin could be a legitimate first relic. Let's go look for his Kairo. I don't think he needs any Kairo to gear 12, right? He's a very old character, so he should be pre-Kairo. Take a look to validate our assumptions. 100 Kairo tech for relic level, and that's it. So he could be a relic target. Yeah, and then we just put him in the Qui-Gon team and we smash one team in Grand Arena every time. Oh, man. That's pretty much all he would do. That team's not even that good in Conquest, right? So Darth Vader's probably the best. Actually, a fast trooper would be the absolute best for easy Conquest. Vader would probably be a second best for easy Conquest. So Moff Gideon is the cheapest trooper. 2 Cairo pairs. 2 Cairo pairs on Gideon. So no part of a journey, just part of the trooper team. I don't know. Is Gideon better than Vader? Relic and Gideon is the way that I can make my troopers fast, even with bad mods. All right, I've made my decision. Moff Gideon is going to be our first relic on this account. And then we'll start working on Dash Rendar, and we'll make him our second relic. By then we should have the Outrider, and that should be able to be a decent ship for us. So let's go, Gideon. Let's see where we stop here. Okay, so we need some of whatever this is. Buy that. Fine. Upgrade. Okay, and then here's where we stop because of Chirotech. And then we need some of these. Do we have those available? Nope, we'll have to look for those out of the shops. Fine. Using them up lets us know. Okay, so we just need some of that, some Cairo, and he will be relicable. And we'll have Moff Gideon first relic. That's the plan, guys. That's the new plan. All right. Meanwhile, we can take Vader up to... we can prep him for Gear 12. And again, have him for Conquest. Lock this gear down. We only have a little of that, so I don't want to use that up right now. Okay, let's go to Geos and look at the Geo Soldier and see if we can get him to Gear 12. Because getting his ship to Gear 12, I feel like would be a pretty big boost for our fleet. Okay, that's a clean upgrade. That's a clean upgrade. So we can take Soldier to 12. And that should also get him past 16.5. Look at that. Exactly past 16.5. All right, he's good to go for Wat Tambor in the future. And we're running out of money fast. So we better go do mods next before we do anything else. I love the hat. He's gone gangsta tonight. Gangsta Loquitur. Okay. We had to stop farming Geo Brute Alpha at 5 stars. Obviously, I'm going to finish him out to 7 stars at some point, and that's going to be limiting me from, fully participating in the Wat Tambor mission and all that stuff. But I wanted to start farming signal data so that I could actually make a relic character. So I did start farming signal data. Just the green and the blue for now. I haven't started farming the 3rd level because I'm not going to take anything to Relic 7 right away anyway. Okay, let's work on mods for the week. And that way we'll know how much more money that we have to spend. And once we've done all that we're going to do with mods, then we can flip back around and spend the rest of our money on level ups. Let's remod Vader. Vader's getting close to gear 12. He's got garbage mods on him. So let's manage mods, and then let's remod Vader when we get done. Okay, let's sell any 4-dot mods or less. Bad stats. We didn't farm many mods. We just farmed slicing materials, so I think a lot of what we have to do is just slicing today. Alright, so let's look at slicing grays. We still got a bunch of stuff left over from the last time. So we're going to go through here and we're going to try to select some of the higher quality 4-speed mods to work on. And then, you know, we're probably going to sell off a bunch of stuff. We got crit avoidance with crit chance. I'm not sure that that's ever going to be a pair that we use, so let's not work on that. 4-speed, health, crit. We'll take that. Let's slice it. We miss. Mods that we miss we can keep, right? Because we took them to 15. 4-speed there's not exciting. 4-speed on offense here. We can try this one. It's got a flat stat on it, but that's okay. Alright, we miss it. Flat defense, flat offense, protection on a health mod. Not great. Let's keep looking. Flat protection, health, tenacity. Tenacity's kind of a wasted stat. This one's good. We've got speed, flat offense, regular percent offense, and protection. Those stats all look nice. So if that works out, we're happy. It doesn't work out, we're not happy. Okay, same kind of thing here. Tenacity, protection, not the most fantastic. This is a good diamond here. Let's see, miss it. Okay. Not very good statistics tonight, guys. This is good defensive mod. It has potency on it, which we don't mind. Potency is a good off stat. Speed, offense, tenacity, but it's got offense and offense. Let's try it. Miss again. Whiff. Flat offense, crit chance, health. This is a good one if it works out. Nope. Okay, starting to get kind of bummed out here, guys. Again, we got flat offense and regular offense. These are decent mods, but man, I can't hit a thing tonight. Can't hit the broadside of a bard with a slicing opportunity. All right, let's get in here. Come on, buddy. Get me something for speed. Getting skunked. Crit chance, tenacity, health. That's not fantastic. The garbage. This is good. This got good stats on it. And we're out of slicing materials. So, you know what? Let's just select all of this uninspiring stuff and just get rid of it. Get it out of here, and we'll regain those credits, and we'll start farming mods again for next week. Okay. Select everything on the DC filter. Upgrade to 9. Look for stuff with no speed. Select it all. Get rid of it. Bye. Let's look at slicing. Select everything. Upgrade to 12. Back out. And if we've got green mods, then I don't think we have anything to slice them with, right? But blue mods, we should be able to hit once. We should still have slicing materials for the blue level. 3 tries. We got 3 tries on blue mods. This is 10 speed. It's good to try for purple. No love. All right. 9 speed. 9 speed. This one's 10 speed. Protection on a crit damage triangle. That's not something we're probably going to use. This is crit avoidance on a defense. 11, 3 rolls for 11. Not great. All right, let's try this one. We'll try this one. We'll take it up to purple. Hey, there we go. 5 speed. Hey, there we go. 19 speed. And we'll lock this one down, and we'll probably steal that off of him at some point. Okay. That's probably going to be all that I can do this week. Man, so limited. I'm not getting, like, I get maybe one mod refresh here and there a few times throughout the week, but on this account I'm getting so little bit of input on mods. It's so bad. BA no filter, level up to 12. Take them all to 12. And then take a look and see if there's anything we can slice here. I don't think there is. This one's 14 speed. That's good for slicing. Let's take a look at that Moff Gideon mod here. Do we have enough stuff? No, we're out of. But I can do my farming for the day, right? We haven't done any farming here. Let's go ahead and refresh. Hit that up. Okay. We invested a refresh, y'all. Here we go. 14 speed. Hit it. Nope. Nope. We want potency on Vader, but 14 speed's a lot better than what we've got, so we'll take that. Let's think about, you know, I guess 11 speed's pretty good for now. No potency on that mod either. Oof. And it's not a potent. I really haven't farmed potency at all on this account, so I got nothing for potency. Health, speed. We gotta go down to mod character to see more mods in this filter. There's a potency mod at 4 speed, so let's assign that and then see if we can find a potency mod for down here. 5 speed. Oh man, the best mod that we have for potency is 5 speed. But okay, we've got a speed mod here with 8 speed on it that we could put on. So we could convert that to a speed mod, and then we could look for potency somewhere else. 6 speed. Oh, this is 9 speed. So we got 9 speed here. I have a potency mod for that. No, we don't have. We got garbage. Crit chance, offense, health. I think offense or crit damage is probably what we want. Offense with 5 speed, I guess it is. Oof. Oof. And this one, at least we got 9 speed, so we can replace that and then look for a better mod here. And okay, there we go. There's our Vader. Good Lord, this is bad. This is awful. Look at his modding. 208 speed. Oh, oh my God, it's so bad. 2843 on offense. Oh, jeez. 895930. So bad. And he's like gear 11 too. He's like pushing right up on gear 12. I don't think he gets any more speed going to gear 12. Okay. These are awful mods. Man. Feels bad, man. Okay, Moff Gideon is got, I think, my best speed mods on him. Oh. I stole the speed mod off of Gideon? When did I do that? Okay, let's get one back on him. Yeah, look at that. Almost 300 speed on Gideon already. So if we get him some more levels. The early game mod struggle. Yeah, exactly. Wait, so for Vader you want speed and health mods? No, I think for Vader you want speed and potency mods. Yeah, I think that's what you want. And I think you want either offense or crit damage here. You definitely want potency here. And then you want potency substats where you can find them. But with the garbage mods that I have, I mean, I can't even get him some speed. Speed is pretty important for an early Vader. You put him in a Palpatine team, and you really do want to go first. You really do want to go first with that team. You want Vader to be faster than your opponent. Okay, so I'm down to 1,000,000 credits. Like, the money has been drained. So by doing mods first, I used what I wanted on mods, and now I can, like, whatever I've got left over, I could use to level up characters. Let's give Han another gear tier. I don't know. I think maybe we got to wait on Han and focus on Geos. So Geos are pilots, Geos are fleet, Geos are necessary. So let's take a look at popping him up to 85 and seeing if we can get close to a gear tier on this guy. Okay. All this stuff's looking good. Alright, then we gotta get more of this. Sure, we'll make the investment. Why not? We've got an active raid running, so I don't mind to do that. Get him gear 10. Gear 11, I mean, sorry. Take him from gear 10 to 11. Alright, and then I think we're really out of money. So at this point, we got to just be done, and we'll start farming more materials out of those shops and get ready to build more characters next week. Okay, so another thing that we could do, I haven't looked into the journeys for a little while, but I feel like we should be able to get Palpatine and R2. All right, so I think we have enough characters that we should be able to get this. I mean, we can use Rex. We won't be able to use Rex all the way up. But, yeah, we can use this team. And then I think we got to replace Rex with probably Akbar. Then we can get Palpatine unlocked, start building him up over the next couple weeks. We don't really need R2. So when it comes to R2, unlocking him is kind of an option at this point. We don't really have a team where we want him right away. But I think we have enough 7-star stuff, and we have troopers. We should be able to unlock R2 as well. So we're going to try that today. So easy. This mission is so easy. It's old. All right. What do we got? One more? Two more. Not a two more. All right. With Rex out, everything will slow down by a lot. But that's all right. I feel like we still should be okay to do this. I'll shoot first. I'll also shoot second. I'll also shoot third. I'll also shoot fourth. Okay, fine. Maybe it wasn't fourth. Okay. Strip off that. Get over here. That's unfortunate we lost that stagger off of Palpatine. Okay, we can hit Palpatine again. The other guy's just going to taunt again, though, so we might as well just go over here and kill this other Royal Guard, since he's going to get in the way anyway. Okay. Shoost. Ooh, nice damage out of Han there, huh? Laying it in. Okay. Got some expose going on. Well, I take it back. I mean, this has been fine so far, but the next level, we might actually struggle with this team. Because, yeah, it's not going as strong here as I might have hoped for. It doesn't feel like we're in a lot of danger, but it also doesn't feel like we've had an easy time with it. Alright, going for 7-star Palpatine here. Would be super nice to have that Rex in our team at 7 stars, but we couldn't get him there in this amount of time. Yeah, I think Han's still better than Akbar. So we'll throw Han in. Hey, there's a lot of people hanging out here that haven't hit that like button, so for those of you who have not activated your like saber, if you could do that, I certainly would appreciate it. Slice that like button, get that thing out of here. Helps me, it does help the channel. It makes videos like this get a little more initial traction, makes it more likely that new players will find this content. So that's what we want. Want to be able to help people. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this might have been a mistake, but I guess with this particular team, we should just kill these Royal Guards, because we got to kill one Royal Guard. The second one, we'll have the cooldown back on Chopper in time. So, well, maybe not. No, we won't, after all. That's too bad. I thought we would. His taunt's gone anyway, though, so that's peachy keen. Can't gain a buff with shock on, so let's try to do that. Protect him against being killed. We'll just kill this Royal Guard. I mean, I don't know. It's not working out in our favor. Okay, and then we'll get Vader killed, and then we'll kill Palpatine. It doesn't matter if we 3-star this, right? Like, there's no benefit to 3-starring it. So if Han dies, we don't really care as long as we win. Isn't that the case? Let's just put it on auto, let it run out itself. Descending Madness says, bash it like a Titanic iceberg. Nice. So have you heard the latest theory on why it is the Titanic went down? I heard somebody say this, like, seriously, and, well, semi-seriously, and it cracked me up. So the reason the Titanic went down, people have done interviews with this idea that if you could time travel, where would you go? And the overwhelming majority of people had like a few places that they would go, and one of those places specifically, people would like to be on the Titanic. So somebody said, you know, whenever time travel gets invented, the Titanic sinks every time because the time travelers all go to the Titanic. So it sinks because it's full of time travelers who shouldn't be there. Yep. Sounds like a legit theory to me. Snowtrooper. Let's go. But wouldn't it be funny to find out that there were a whole bunch of time travelers on the Titanic? I think that would be... Then all of a sudden that guy would look like a genius. Man, he was right. All right. Snow Trooper area effect, go. Oh, it didn't get there. Piet, save the day. You got that pesky robot out of here. Zymer G says, lol, I like that. There's a theory that JP Morgan planned it for the insurance. Wait, if JP Morgan was insuring the Titanic, wouldn't that be the opposite of good? The insurance company loses when the Titanic goes down. Or was there some situation where somehow they benefited from the sinking? I feel like whoever insured the Titanic lost their behind the moment it sank. What's crazy is that its sister ship sank too. Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me the story. I must know. There was another ship like the Titanic that also sank? Yeah. I don't know much Titanic trivia. I do know that the company that made the Titanic was also recruited into making tanks and stuff for the war effort. I know that their steel works got turned into making tanks and ships, and yeah, I think just boats and tanks. Not entirely sure. 3 ships and bankrupted the company. Wow. Titanic, the Britannic, and the Olympic. And only the Olympic survived. Wow. I didn't even know that there was more to the story than the Titanic. I guess I never got curious about that. That's fantastic. Yeah. It's fantastic in that way that you say something is fantastic when you're looking at a train wreck. Ooh, fantastic. Oh, what a... Yeah. Man, you would think at some point somebody would stop them from building more boats. But I suppose there's momentum, right? Once they're funded and they're building the boats, probably all 3 boats were being built before they knew that they were faulty. I know that they examined one of the panels off of the Titanic, and the steel was forged in the wrong way. The crystalline structure of the steel was embrittled. So, like, if they did hit an iceberg, the steel wouldn't hold up to the iceberg, but, like, specifically would just fall apart. It would fracture at those temperatures. So, there was a manufacturing defect for sure, among other things. All right, we have another Zeta to put on these guys. Now that I think about it, didn't we have another Zeta to put on? I gotta go check, because I think Veers doesn't have his Zeta. And we wanted to do that anyway. So let's go take a look and see if we can Zeta this. This Veers. And then we get more turn meter every time we get a kill. And we get the turn meter train rolling. And it doesn't look like we're struggling. 10% protection, 20% offense, 60% turn meter gain chance. Let's go. Boom, upgrade. Take that, buddy. Now we've got both of our Zetas on the trooper team. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Need that trooper power. There's a picture of the iceberg that they think sank the Titanic. It has a red paint scrape. It's so eerie. Oh, wow. I think a rival JP Morgan banker was on the JP Morgan, backed out at the last minute. Interesting. The Olympics survived until it went into the 30s before it was scrapped. Executor mirrors at 7-star tip. Relic 9 your Piet and go first. The 7-star versus 7-star Executor matchup feels, at least to me, quite RNG. There's two ways to play it. One is to try to be more aggressive than your opponent and beat them to the ult. To do that, I think you pretty much need to use the Ebon Hawk to bring the Ebon Hawk in and shut down their ability to put on target locks and breaches, and then you win. I think alternately you play slow and let them go first intentionally, and then you use the heal skill on your first capital ship turn, and then beat them to the ult that way. But there's a sequence of events where if you let them go first, they will kill your Razor Crest in one go. The 7-star Executor can do that if they target your Razor Crest, use the capital ship mass assist, and then target it with Razor Crest, and then target it with Xanadu Blood. It'll kill your Razor Crest twice on the opening salvo. So the let them go first and try to heal up is at risk for tragic failure if you lose your Razor Crest first. If you don't lose your Razor Crest, you heal it up, and then you pretty much bring in the Ebon Hawk, shut them down, get your ult, and win from there. But that's my opinion. Maybe chat has more helpful stuff. What's your favorite time travel movie or show? Favorite time travel movie or show? Specifically with time travel, huh? Does Jurassic Park count because it's kind of like that? I mean, it's not directly a time travel movie, but it's got a time travel element. Ooh, I forgot Vader without the upgrade does get turn meter drained. That's not fantastic. Okay, so I'd have to say that my favorite, specifically time travel show, I guess would have to be Doctor Who, right? Because Doctor Who does travel backward and forward through time, so we can call that a time travel thing. Probably the most entertaining out of the time travel-y stuff. We don't want to waste a mass assist on that nonsense right there, so we'll just do a basic, kill him off, and then we'll do a mass assist this time. Now we've got the 2 Zetas on the troopers, and you can see every time we get a kill, the turn meter shoots back up, so they never get to go again. That's fantastic. It's what we wanted. Chewbacca won't die, though. All right, relink Vader. We're not going to drain turn meter. We're just going to hit stuff. Okay. Merciless Massacre without the Zeta is so lame. You hit it, you get some cooldowns, and that's pretty much it. Your turn's over. It feels so lackluster compared to what it becomes later. All right, so we 7-starred Palpatine. We 7-starred the R2. We don't have enough Jedi to even come close on this Yoda, so there's no reason to mess around with him today. I think I'll do the... do you guys want to see the raid? Do you want to see me play out the raid today, or should I do the raid offline? You got any other questions that you want from me? Any questions or comments? Thoughts? Dank Ideal says Back to the Future. You like Back to the Future? I liked Back to the Future, but the premise, the whole thing where if you don't solve this in time, Marty McFly is going to start to disappear. I don't know. that kind of threw me off on that first movie. So I liked it, but the idea that paradoxically that somebody could go back in time and exist and then have a future that doesn't occur and that you wouldn't exist, it doesn't make sense for how probability works for me. Now, maybe some physicist would say, oh, well, you can make it make sense. But when I watched the movie, I was like, okay, no, I don't. I had a hard time buying into that premise. The second, was it the second one? Maybe it was even the first one, where he comes in from the future and he's got a car and it's got a reactor on it and he just like starts throwing garbage in it. He's like, it's got like a sign on it that says Mr. Reactor or something like that. And he's throwing in banana peels and just random stuff in there to make the car go. That I thought was nice. That was a very potentially real scenario, right? Like that really is something that I think will happen in the future. The ability to just convert atoms to energy in some meaningful way. Maybe not on the scale of a car like that, but it's certainly something that will happen. They have a fusion engine now. It doesn't work like, I think everybody thinks that nuclear power, when we get to fission, was going to be a reactor, like a fusion reactor. But they've got this fission machine that basically strips atoms down to plasma, smashes them together, and then takes away the energy. So it's kind of got this cyclical process where it uses a ridiculous amount of energy to power these magnets. But they're doing fission at low temperatures with sort of a magnetic energy collision. And the collision gives off more energy than it takes. So the magnets power up, they hit, and then the pulse that comes back can be recaptured as electrical energy, and it gives back more energy than it uses. So they actually have a meaningful fission machine now, which is insane to think that I won't say fission is solved, but that they actually have a working fission concept. It's pretty cool. The old Quantum Leap was pretty good. Hot Tub Time Machine. Stormtrooper votes for Time Cop. Dank Ideal says I like the second and third. Michael Neal says if you're up for an account review, you haven't done mine in a while. Sure, throw it up there. We'll do an account review. Get back to something like actual Swiggle content for a minute. That might be good. Yeah, Quantum Leap was interesting. That was a pretty good show for its time. I thought it was cool that he would like be in a different body after he did the leap. That's the tech for Quantum Leap, right? Like he ended up in a different body, and he would like see himself in the mirror, and he would be a different person, and then it would go to being the Quantum Leap actor, and you'd just like understand that he was actually a different person. But yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a cool show. I can get on board with Quantum Leap. You mean fusion? Yeah, I think I reversed that in the middle. Yes, fusion, smashing things together. Fission is the typical nuclear reaction that breaks things apart and is what they use now. Yes, I'm sorry. I was using the terms wrong. It's a fusion system. Yep. My bad. Sorry about that. Trying to play the game, click buttons, and talk. Okay. There's a super cool board game called Time Stories that's kind of like a co-op version of Quantum Leap. Interesting. Time Stories, eh? Alright, let's get this guy out of here. Man, this Ewok is just dying. We're going to have to do some healing here, whether we like it or not. Come on, Han. Heal that Ewok. Try to get some more hit points on him. Okay. Let's power up and get a big hit off this trooper. 197. Now we don't care if the Ewok dies, right? We're going to kill this guy. Then we're going to kill one more shadow trooper. And then that's it. They'll enrage. We will lose. So, yeah. 247. And that's what we get. Okay. I mean, 250s is what I'm aiming for. I would love to have 4 teams that can all do 250. I think that would be as much as I can expect out of this account at this level. So we did get some good progress on the last team. We made some switches last time that helped us out. So let's get in here and get this done. The real answer is Fringe. Fringe. Oh, Fringe. Is that the one where, like, there's a lady or something and she goes into some kind of salt tank and sensory deprivation tank? And is that Fringe that I'm thinking of, or is that something different? Is Fringe something different? Remind me what the premise of Fringe is. I feel like I've seen it, but I can't remember for sure what that show is about, just from trying to remember. I feel like that's the one. If that's the one that I'm thinking of, where there's like a sensory deprivation tank that they use, that show was cool. I really like that. As Imergy says, yes. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. That was a really cool show. There was very engaging characters, right? Like, the characters in that show were very, yeah, I guess engaging is just the word I should use, right? Like you found yourself really rooting for the good guys, and there was a significant amount of imperilment. Yeah, interesting. Mysteries to solve. All right, 89%. I think we're good. We're going to be able to kill this Shadow Trooper. 245. That is a pretty good run. That's what we're looking for, right? Around 250. Lock that in. And then the last team, I think 150. I think between 150 and 200 for this last team is all that we can reasonably expect. It's not that great yet. Probably won't be that great ever. Okay. Because we're not really working on the Phoenix anymore, right? We hit level 85, and Harrison Duel is not interesting to us until we're ready to relic her for the Profundity Journey. I suppose that's another character that we could target relicking sooner rather than later, because of her relevance to the raid. I mean, it's not a very powerful character to work on early. It's not really helping with your Grand Arena, Conquest, all that stuff. Too much. Of course, if we got 7-star Rex, we finished him out, Hera might be looking pretty good for a relic target. Alright. I like Gideon as my first relic. I'm going to stand behind that. It'll get me my 2 assault battles pretty quickly. We should be able to get 2 challenge tier 1 assault battles under control with Gideon. Maybe even before he's relicked, but certainly after he's relicked, it shouldn't be a problem anymore. So that'll get us some injector parts. Start the relic cycles. All right, guys, come on. 102, so we need to kill 2 more Shadow Troopers. Can we get that done? The health is still looking pretty good on this team. I'm surprised. I feel like this team didn't do nearly this well last time. Okay. Alright, still got 34 health over here. Should be able to pretty quickly get him down. 70%. 87%. So I guess the thing is, if they enrage while we're working on this guy, 97%. So we have to kill him before they enrage or we will lose. Looks like we're going to get it. Wow. Come on now. 99. Let's just take the shot, finish him off. Enrage, get 236. So we'll end up just a skosh under 1 million. Okay. How is it that we're still alive? Okay, we're not. 238, submit. Ah, nice. Where does that put us with total participation? For an 983. A little bit better than the previous attempt. I guess we got the same thing in the previous attempt. 983. Right close to 1 million. That's not bad. I mean, for a count that just hit level 85, I feel like that's pretty good. Fringe is the top 5 for sure. So many great characters. Man, just talking about it, do you guys feel like that too? Like talking about it, you're like, ooh, I need to go rewatch that. Like that might be worth a rewatch at some point. Okay, let's look at Michael Neal. Stats, Chromium 1 in Grand Arenas. 5.8 million, 2.6 in ships, 3.2 in characters. Galactic War Battles 172, year and a half old account. Okay, let's see. We got Executor, 6 stars. So I assume the Executor came pretty early on, and we just been working that up a bit at a time. That's nice. I mean, that's what I did with both my Executor and Profundity on Loquitur. I've just taken the bonus shards every month, and I didn't push to try to get them. My experience with Executor, I'll share this with all of you. With a 5-star Executor, I felt very comfortable beating 7-star Executors, you know, whatever. When I took it to 6 stars, the timing got real clunky with the capital ship, and I never had the success rate that I did with 5 stars. So for some of y'all to consider, if you want to do it that way, time out your ship for the 5 stars, get that method working, and then just leave it at 5 stars until you have 185 shards and you can take it straight to 7. 5 is really good, 7 is really good, but I found 6 to be pretty clunky in terms of the timing. All right, got to Radis, so I'm assuming that we are a light speed bundle enjoyer. Okay. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Rey are both done. Okay. So did we build SLKR? Jedi Master Luke is done as well. So for a year and a half, maybe even he built Jedi Master Luke in the Executor. But did you build SLKR or did you buy him with the light speed? Michael Neal says farming Leia, then Inquisitors, not what to sure to do after that. Storm Pooper says, have you ever tried a sensory deprivation tank? I have not. I have never been in a sensory deprivation tank. And I don't know if I ever will. So for those who've been watching the channel long enough, I've probably told the story by now, or those people that remember. My left ear is trashed. Like, I have tinnitus really, really bad in my left ear. I've got a constant, screaming howl in my left ear. So if I went into a sensory deprivation tank, it would be hard for me to be sensory deprived, because as soon as you shut out the lights and all that stuff, I'm going to hear that screaming in my left ear, and I won't be able to tune it out. I think it would not relaxing me, but it would probably drive me crazy, because then I'd just be alone with tinnitus, which I'm telling you, there's times when it's just so loud and so annoying, and I can't tune it out, and it just literally will drive you crazy. So yeah, I'd be afraid of a sensory deprivation tank. I think it'd be worse for me than relaxing, just based on that. One Executor SLKR Ray with Lightspeed, and just unlocked JML yesterday. Didn't buy SLKR, only Ray. Yeah, that's what makes sense to me from like the timing on the build. I thought maybe you did build the SLKR. So, okay, so we got SLKR, Ray, Jedi Master Luke. You're working on Leia. Because you already did Luke and you've got Jedi Knight Luke, then Jabba is really relevant. Jabba's, the way that you beat Leia in GAC. Jabba has his own event where you get a whole bunch of loot every month. So if you're going to do Inquisitors and some stuff like that, that's fine, depending on your timeline. So let's look at Rebels and see how close you are to Leia. Got a bunch of Rebels. Drogan still needs to be done. So you're close-ish on Leia then, because we got Captain Rex done, we got a bunch of the other stuff done, Lobot's done, so you got to be close on Leia. Okay, so yeah, if you were pretty far away on Leia, then I would say not to do that. But here's your two choices. I would farm up the stuff for Jabba the Hutt while you're doing whatever you're doing. At some point during Inquisitors and all that, if they announce a new capital ship, a Leviathan level capital ship, then I would make that your next big journey. And I would say, okay, we get Leia, we work on this other stuff, and then if they come out with another big capital ship, I go for that. If they don't come out with another big capital ship, you just roll into Jabba, and then after Jabba, you build the next big capital ship. So that's what I would say. I would say you're in good shape for now, but you didn't build Leviathan. I mean, you're in the same position a lot of us are, I think, where even if you wanted to build Leviathan, you're short on that Malgus. It's going to take forever out of Proving Grounds. So that ship feels kind of locked out. But you want to go from Executor into a Leviathan level ship. So unless they do the same thing and gate the next fleet also behind a bunch of conquest stuff, which will continue to make me mad, but at least it should be conquest stuff that you'll have access to, because you're past 4 million, you should be able to do hard conquest. So if there are conquest characters for the next capital ship, hopefully you're qualified for it. So that's what I would say. I would say look to Jabba, and then look to more long-term, the next big fleet. Treya says, oh my God, you have the hat on. I thought you were kidding me. Nope, I have your hat on, my love. It's hugging my head with all the love that you knitted into it. Stormpooper says, I did it for an hour. It's okay. It's not amazing as Joe Rogan makes it sound. Of course, I wasn't on mushrooms, though. Yeah, that's the whole experience, right? Wasn't that in Billions or some show like that where they did it? They did the sensory deprivation tank and showed the people like doing a bunch of drugs before they went into it. Hux is the fastest non-GL character. That's commitment. 337. It's a fast Hux. Pitt's the next fastest. 328. It's okay. I don't know if you've ever tried this with SLKR. If you're using them on offense, one of the things I did with my original account, I made this first order officer just slightly faster than my Hux. If you do that, you get this interesting timing effect with an SLKR team. SLKR goes, you use the stab, you use him to give him another turn, and he can do the sweep. And then, like, if he's just 1 or 2 speed faster than Hux, then Hux immediately resets him, gives him another turn, and he can do the stab again, and his cooldowns are reset. So against certain teams, it gives you 3 turns with your SLKR in a row, which can be good. But you need to have, good enough speed that you can make your first order officer fast and keep your Hux pretty fast. So I don't know if you want to mess around with that, but you can try it just like in Squad Arena. See if you like it. Okay. But yeah, good stuff. It looks to me like you're having the same kind of problem that I'm having on the Loquitur account, which is to say you can get the characters to Relic, but the Bronzium wiring and signal data are just holding you back. So I see a Princess Nisa got to 6. I see a Scout Trooper that got to 1. I think Drogan was at Relic 1. So you don't have a problem getting the guys to Gear 13, but it is a problem trying to get them up to the appropriate Relic level for the journey. So something else that you could consider, when you're really stuck like that, it doesn't really help you to make another Relic character because you're still gated behind your Relic levels anyway. So if you get to a point where you're just waiting on the Relic levels, you can take a character like Gideon, Night Sisters, certain Jedi, and just put them at Gear 13. Put them at Gear 13, Relic 1 if you want to, and just leave them there. Some Sith, the Triumvirate if you like Grand Arena. This is a great group. Treya, Savage, Nihilus, Scion. You could take them all to like Relic 1. So there's characters that are very high value to put them at Gear 13. So if you're just waiting on Relic levels, consider that. It's an idea. It's an idea for you. Bronzium wiring is the death of me. Yeah, for all of us. The same for all of us. Yep. All right. Well, it's a good account. It's a good account. Good player. You're in a good guild. Ha ha ha. You're in a good guild. I gotta say that, don't I? I think people who are in your alliance, you automatically got to say you're in a good guild. But no, I mean, I like it. I like it. And I think the path forward, for me at least, is pretty clear. Do those Inquisitors and stuff for the guild, that's fine. And then look to Jabba or the next new fleet. That's the order of things. Bringing Jedi Knight, Revan, Iden, and Baze up in the meantime. That's fair. That's fair. Jedi Knight, Cal Kestis, Rex right now. Figured Jabba would be reasonable as well. Not expecting light side either of those. Oh, light speed bundles. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Work around the light speed bundles. You don't want to do stuff that then, comes out for $10 in a couple months. Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to hang it up here for the stream for tonight. I'm going to eat some food and play the game. Get some other stuff done on my other account. So appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with me on chilly Texas hat night. And Lex Talionis, happy birthday 85 night. So, I hope this is helpful for people. I hope the content, is instructive for people who are leveling up and kind of what to expect when you get to level 85. That's the whole point of this account, just trying to, help make it clear. You know what we should do, though? We better make sure that we join up for Grand Arena here, sign up for the event, and then go over to the Loquitur account and also sign up for Grand Arena over here. Better do that before we forget. All right, goody guys. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to see more of my videos in the future. Notification bell tells you when I'm doing my live streams like this one. And of course, Discord is linked up above and down below. Just click that. Join the Discord community if you want a nice place to talk about account building. Get your questions answered in the game. It's a fun place to be. 96% less toxic than the normal Discord, so it's not a fun and exciting thing for, kids to get on and insult each other. But if you're serious about the game and you just want good information, it's a good place to find other like-minded players to help you out. So hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next Holocron.